Hello, this is Gabriel McKee reporting from the Cornerstone Festival, or actually my hotel room where I'm staying during the Cornerstone Festival. This is my little trip through the looking glass. The Cornerstone Festival is the biggest, or if not the biggest, at least one of the biggest Christian music festivals in the country. Something like 12 stages, over 200 bands. It's really huge. And it's kind of strange for me to be here because I'm not evangelical. I'm from an academic and mainline Protestant background. I don't listen to any of these bands, but I was invited to do a seminar here. In addition to the music, they have a lot of seminars, including one tent called the Imaginarium, which is where they do pop culture seminars, and their theme for that this year is superheroes. So I'm leading a seminar on religious aspects of superheroes, pop culture and religion being my thing. So previously, I had only really known about Cornerstone from two sources. One of those was Daniel Radosh's book, Rapture Ready, where he basically talks about Cornerstone as a festival where there are, at least these days, a lot of indie bands who just happen to be Christian, and really talks about, in that book, a lot of emerging church-type things. But then there's another book called Righteous by Lauren Sandler, who basically talks about this as being a big pro-life music festival and talks a lot about Rock for Life and treats it as something really conservative rather than the slightly more open-minded thing that Daniel Radosh is talking. So I'm a little confused about the difference between those two, and I'm wondering if it's because they just went in different years, they were just talking to different people when they were here, and if it was just because it was different years, did it really change that much that quickly? So looking through the program, first of all, Rock for Life doesn't even have a stage here this year. They had sponsored a stage in previous years. They don't even have an ad in the program. What you do see, looking through the program and the nonprofits that are sponsoring, is nonprofits that are focusing on things like child soldiers, environmentalism, homelessness. It's a really different focus than it seems like there has maybe been in previous years. The seminars kind of paint a similar picture where there's sort of some of the old conservatism is still here. For example, there's Exodus Ministries is leading a two-part seminar. That's the ex-gay movement organization. And their two-part seminar is called, the first part is Changing the Person, and the second part is Changing the Conversation, trying to change how evangelicals talk to and about homosexuals and homosexuality, which the question it raises for me is how can you change the conversation if you're still talking about changing the person? But that's... Anyway, on the other hand, you also have Andrew Marin, the author of a book called Love is an Orientation, who... Andrew Marin is the leader of a national ministry that is seeking to create common ground and build a conversation between evangelical Christians and the gay community. He's actually trying to change the conversation a bit. And the two, Andrew Marin and the people from Exodus Ministries, are actually going to be on a panel discussion about homosexuality on Friday, which will be very interesting to see what kind of sparks fly there. So I'll definitely be going to that. Also in the seminars, there are things like Ross Martin E. Eiler, who's a member of the Catholic Worker Movement. He's leading a seminar called The Audacity of the Gospel, Radical Christian Faith, which is basically about the history of Christian resistance to and opposition to power, the state, empire, capitalism, and things like that. And it was really interesting watching a lot of the people in the audience kind of hit this brick wall of their capitalist assumptions during that seminar. There was one person who, as he was talking about monks and Francis of Assisi, giving up all their worldly possessions, and someone raised their hand and said, "Well, how are we supposed to do this when we still need to work and generate wealth?" What was the phrase that I said? I don't remember. Anyway, acquire income or something like that. Anyway, but I raised my hand or I kind of shouted out, "Says who?" The assumptions that you do need to do those things, or maybe what need to be questioned here. But anyway, the emerging church seems to be a major trend that's coming out at this year's Cornerstone Festival, and I think what it's really all representing is that evangelical youth movement seems to be at kind of a turning point. It's not all just about abortion and gay marriage anymore, I hope. But what about the music? This is a music festival after all. Anyway, there are, all the seminars, and that is what really took up my time today. I was there for about 8 hours before I even went to a music stage. So I'm definitely hoping tomorrow to have more time to actually go and listen to some of the music, and hopefully have more to say about that tomorrow. So check back and see what I have to say. So reporting from Cornerstone, this is Gabriel McKee. See you later.